I am here with Governor Pence. Governor, thanks for joining us this morning. You look okay
this morning. Yeah,
but
we're
pretty
great.
Scary few seconds inside that plane. Take us inside.
Well, it was a low ceiling, and we came in, and it was a landing at LaGuardia, and we just immediately felt heavy braking on the runway, and plane fishtailed a little bit, and just for a few seconds, you could feel us bouncing off, and with mud splattered up on the windows, we figured we were off the runway, but thank God everybody was fine.
But that collapsing runway worked the way it was supposed to work.
That's what they told me when we got off. We saw all the broken concrete, George, and I'm just really grateful for some quick action, not only by the pilots but also by first responders who were literally, it seemed like they were on the scene at LaGuardia before the aircraft even came to a halt. And my son's a Marine Corps aviator, and Michael always tells us every landing you walk away from is a good one.
No question about that. Thank goodness for that. You're back on the trail today.
Thanks. We are.
And some good news in our new tracking poll shows a 4-point spread right now. But the latest dollar numbers show a huge deficit for you in your campaign. The Clinton campaign has about $62 million on hand. The Trump campaign only about $16 million. Is it time for Mr. Trump to write that check and close the gap?
Well, he'll make that decision, but I'll tell you what, the strength of this campaign is not dollars and cents. It's really the American people who I think are rallying behind Donald Trump's message to make America great again. I mean, I see it at rallies as I campaign for Donald Trump. You see those enormous crowds that are coming out and hearing him. But I really think it's the message. I think it's the agenda. And I think it's the fact that in Donald Trump, the American people have seen and sensed a leader who literally has the strength and the ability to change the direction of this country.
Part of the message is getting through is this message about a rigged election. There's a poll yesterday in USA Today that showed that more than 2/3 of your supporters think the election results can be manipulated. Do you believe that?
Well, what I believe is, obviously, George, you've been at this a long time. I mean, there certainly have been instances throughout our lifetime and throughout history of voter fraud, and this is a good time for people to
election.
Well, I don't anticipate that that's the case, but it's a good time for people, whether you're Republican or Democrat or independent, to find a respectful way to participate in the election process, to vote, and also to be a part of the polling. Frankly, what a lot of people are talking about on the campaign trail is the news from the administration that we're going to see an average of 25% increase in the premiums for Obamacare. I think that's been startling and jarring to the American people. They know we can do better. They know we can do better than Hillary Clinton's plan to introduce more single-payer and more government solutions. Donald Trump and I will repeal Obamacare, and we'll bring free market solutions, more consumer choice. We'll drive down the cost of health insurance without growing the size of government. That's what the American people want to see happen.
You mentioned the release of those emails by WikiLeaks. The U.S. intelligence agencies has all determined that Russia is behind it. Donald Trump refuses to accept that. Do you accept the conclusions of the U.S. intelligence agencies? Do you have any reason to doubt them?
Well, I think there's certainly strong evidence of that effect, and frankly,
Russia's behind it.
Well, the recent mega hacking, though, came from a non-government source. I think Donald Trump and I, should we have the privilege of serving, we're going to follow the facts on that. And certainly, there's going to be very strong consequences if any state actor is involved.
You don't accept the conclusion that Russia is behind it?
Well, I think there is significant intelligence to support that, but we want to follow the facts on that. But I think beyond that issue is what's in the emails, which has been uncontroverted, and we see this particularly in the last several days. This large, what they're calling now Clinton Incorporated, where you had major contributors to the Clinton Foundation that were also then encouraged to hire Bill Clinton to provide him with personal income, all while many of those same interests were lobbying the State Department. It's the kind of pay-to-play politics the American people are tired of, and it's the kind of pay-to-play politics that'll end the day that Donald Trump becomes president.
Final stretch here. How do you turn this around?
Well, I don't think there's any turning around. I think we're coming out of the fourth turn. I think we're wheel to wheel. I think it's hammered down, and when we're going to sprint to the checkered flag. And I got to tell you, the enthusiasm we feel out there, the American people want change. The other side basically says, if you like your status quo, you can keep it. Donald Trump offers real change for a stronger America at home and abroad, and I couldn't be more honored to be standing shoulder to shoulder with him.
Governor Pence, we're glad you're okay.
Thank you
for coming in.